Well, we finally reached the part of the tour I've been worried about. We had just finished the concert in Edmonton, Alberta, and the next one was in Anchorage, Alaska. Les did say he wanted concerts in all 50 states, after all. But the road trip from Edmonton to Anchorage is 35 hours long. While we could do it nonstop, it would mean alternating drivers 5 or 6 times. Besides, we had to stop for fill-ups and meals, and the Anchorage concert was 5 days away. We could have flown there with all of our equipment, but that would have cost far more than the concert would have brought in. Even renting equipment up there would not save us much, which is why they get so few big names up there. But Les wanted 50 states. So I sat down with the drivers and split up the trip from Edmonton to Anchorage into 3 parts, each about 12 hours of driving long. We would spend the nights in motels and give everyone a good night's sleep in a real bed rather than the bus cots. That would get us into Anchorage the evening before the concert. Our schedule for each day would be get up around 6, have breakfast, drive about 6 hours, stop for lunch, drive another 5 or 6 hours, then stop for dinner and the night. Our first leg got us as far as Fort Nelson in British Columbia. We had cell phone connections most of the way, so I spent my time handling email and calling Stan. While Fort Nelson was not much of a place, it divided up the route pretty well, and after 12 hours of nearly nothing, it was a welcome sight. The hotel was comfortable. Oh, nothing fancy. You won't find a fancy place smack dab in the middle of nowhere. But it was perfectly clean, and we all slept well. Next morning, we headed out to Whitehorse in the Yukon. Since we got our start around 7, we got there around 5 in the late afternoon. Unlike the previous day, cell phone coverage was spotty, so we spent most of the time either napping, reading, or watching Blu-rays we bought knowing we would need them. Once we got to Whitehorse, first we got checked into the motel, then asked at the front desk for recommendations for dinner. He suggested a place just north of town called Bronze Baron. It also had a place to fill up the buses and truck. Yes, it's an odd name, but it's based on the copper and tin mining around that area. Nonetheless, it was a decent-looking restaurant and bar, and there were quite a number of residents there. We got seated and ordered when someone came by.
Pardon me, sir. I don't mean to intrude, but, is that your bus out there?
Yes it is. Why, is something wrong?
Oh, no. There's nothing wrong. Just curious, that's all. So then I guess that means you really are Birch Draper?
Yes, I am. The polar bear then turned to address a group at another table.
Hey, what do you know, guys? It really is him. Oh,
Here?
sweet.
In the middle of nowhere. Birch Draper?
Top it up. You owe me $5.
It wasn't long before I had a small crowd around me, which steadily grew as they called friends in town. I smiled and signed autographs. Some asked if I had some of my albums with me, and of course I did, but not right there. By then, about 40 people, mostly polar bears, had gathered in the restaurant. I finally relented and went to go get some of the albums from the bus. But then I had another thought and talked to the driver. Hey, Bill, can you open up the cargo area of the bus for me? I'd like to retrieve my keyboard.
What for?
I'm going to give these folks a memory they will never forget. It didn't take long, and I carried the keyboard and box of albums back to the grill. The venues we usually give concerts in get 10% of the sales of these. So since there was no venue per se, I was able to knock down the price for these folks. Some bought only one, others all 3 I had available. I checked with the manager if it would be okay for me to offer a few songs for them. He eagerly consented. While I was setting up, my bass and lead guitar players decided to join in the fun. Soon we had rearranged the place into a makeshift concert hall and had about 200 in there. And in that place, it was standing room only. The restaurant was doing gangbusters to business while we sang and played, but as closing time approached, I decided to give these people something to remember and pass on to generations to come. I opened the case the keyboard was kept in and pulled out something I also kept there. Can everyone see what I have here? This is a peace pipe. It was a gift from the chief of the Arapaho tribe in Wyoming. He gave it to me as thanks for the help the Beach Bears had given his tribe years ago. I've been keeping it with me ever since. It was a tradition in his tribe to light the pipe and pass it among friends, each saying something that they felt they really wanted to share with everyone there. I'm going to do that here since there aren't too many of you. I wish I could do this at every concert. Now, because this is a gift, I'm not going to light it, but I want a few volunteers to come forward. I will hand the pipe to one, and then you have to share some thought or feeling you have that you really want everyone to hear. Then pass it to the next. We don't have time for everyone, but I want each of you to think of something and share it with someone when you have the chance. So, are there any volunteers? A number of residents raised their hands and I motioned them forward. I handed the pipe to one of them.
I know I'm getting up there. Fur is going gray. And a lot of you worry about me. Worry over me. And yeah, sometimes I get a little short with you. Because I really don't feel that fragile. But I know you worry because you care. And you try to help. And that means a lot. So, thank you.
"10 years ago, I broke my leg when I slipped on a patch of ice. There was no one around at the time, and I did not have my cell phone. I called out for help, but got no answer. Eventually, the pain caused me to black out. When I awoke, though, I found myself in a hospital, and sitting beside me was a man who had found me unconscious and helped me get my leg taken care of. That man has since become my husband."
I'd like to share something that happened when I was only a cub myself. My family used to travel a lot, so I'd gotten used to moving from place to place. When I was around 10 years old, while we were at a rest stop, there was a trucker with his rig that had just pulled in. Wasn't sure why at the time, but I became fascinated with it. The trucker that owned the rig saw that, and after getting permission from my mom and dad, he let me look around inside. I remember getting really excited, and to this day, it's a memory I still cherish.
What I'd like to share has something physical to go along with the memory. The man in this picture is my Uncle Jack. He's raised me ever since I was born. Everything I am and everything I've been able to do in my life is because of him. He's done so much for me over the years and helped me to be successful in not just getting and maintaining a job, but also helping me to raise a family of my own. The two boys beside him in the picture are my sons, whom I'm certain I wouldn't still have were it not for him.
One time, when I was a very young cub, I somehow got out of the house with my little sister in the middle of the night to explore. The street we were attempting to cross was pretty busy from what I can recall, and out of nowhere a cub grabs us both by the arms. He was pretty nice though. We sat in his car a bit as he tried to figure out what house we came from. I don't think me and my sister would be alive if it weren't for him.
It's interesting that I'm asked to share a memory on today of all days. As it happens, today's my birthday. The fact I'm here and that I'm face to face with Birch Draper on my birthday is a memory I'm going to hold on to forever.
Well, I'd like to share something that happened just a couple weeks ago, in fact. I've been married to my wife Paula now for 11 years, and ever since day one we've been trying to have a cub of our own, and well, we've tried everything, every method, every clinic, every snake oil you could think of, but it just hasn't happened. So one night I was just about to fall asleep when I heard Paula screaming from the bathroom. She showed me a pregnancy test, and he was positive. Just last Friday, we finally got to see the obstetrician, and he confirmed it. She's pregnant. Aww. I was so close to giving up, but Paul insisted we try one more time. And now the doctor says in 3 months, we're going to have not one but 2 little miracles. It's going to be twins.
I retrieved the pipe from the last and held it up. For me, something happened earlier this year that had a profound effect on my outlook in life. What happened was so incredible you wouldn't be able to believe it, so I won't get into it. The result, however, left me more grateful for what I have than ever before. Grateful to all of you, grateful to my family, and grateful to God. All have given my life meaning and purpose. And I hope that my sharing of my gratitude with all of you through this makeshift concert gives all of you more meaning and more purpose. Please share this with others, and maybe together we can make this world just a bit better. This song hopefully can express that. I've been lately thinking about my lifetime, all the things I've done and how it's been. And I can't help believing in my own mind. I know I'm gonna hate to see it end. I've seen a lot of sunshine, slept out in the rain, spent a night or two all on my own. I've known my family's company, had myself some friends, and spent a time or two in my own home. I have to say it now, it's been a good life all in all. It's really fine to have a chance to hang around and lie there by the fire and watch the evening tire while all my friends and my blood brother sit and pass the pipe around and talk of poems and prayers and promises, things that we believe in. How sweet it is to love someone, how right it is to care, how long it's been since yesterday. What about tomorrow? What about our dreams and all the memories we share? Days they pass so quickly now, nights are seldom long, and time around me whispers when it's cold. The changes somehow frighten me, still I have to smile. It turns me on to think of growing old. Though the life's been good to me, there's still so much to do. So many things my mind has never known. I'd like to raise a family, I'd like to sail away and dance across the mountains on the moon. I have to say it now, it's been a good life all in all. It's really fine to have the chance to hang around and lie there by the fire and watch the evening tire while all my friends and my blood brothers sit and pass the pipe around and talk of poems and prayers and promises, things that we believe in, how sweet it is to love someone, how right it is to care, how long it's been since yesterday. And what about tomorrow? What about our dreams and all the memories we share? Thank you all and good night.